radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And once again, welcome to all of our viewers all around the world. Welcome to INCRadio, Orange County, California. My name is Brother Andrew Dedros here in the local congregation of Anaheim, and I am joined with my co-host,
Brother Addison Satelli, also from the local of Anaheim. And who do we have here with us today, Brother Andrew?
We have a very wonderful guest.
Hello, my name is Brother William Medina. I'm from local congregation of Garden Grove. Hello to everybody.
Hello once again to all of our viewers who are tuning in right now. And Kuya Addison or Brother Addy, can you remind me what is our special topic for today?
So we will be talking about our recent activity that we were able to hold this past weekend called CFO Cares.
That's right, our CFO Cares activity. And as you can see, we have a care package here. We have our medical kit and our first aid kit as well. Now, we want to ask Brother Will.
Yes.
What happened during our CFO Cares activity? If you could just explain it to us in a few sentences or so.
So for the CFO Cares activity, it was an activity by the church administration, by Orange County, California, from all over the world to show our community that we care for each and every one of them by helping them with medical needs, with nutrition, with their health and wellness, and also in schooling, and also in ensuring good employment.
That's right. And especially for this activity, we really catered it not just to the community, but also especially to our own brethren, right?
That is correct.
Yes. And we have, as you already mentioned, what are the different types of booths that you saw in our CFO Cares activity?
So namely for our health and wellness activities, there was a booth that had, exercising, a little bit of some tools that can help people with their balance, with increasing their circulation inside their body so that their body can be a little bit healthier. And we have some other booths that gave away some care packages, such as the ones that we have in front of us, and we'll get to those later. And we also have some people who also did blood pressure checks, some who did sugar monitoring, those kinds of things, so that they can get a little bit more awareness for their health conditions and what we can do to make them feel a little bit better.
Yes, and then speaking of the booths, I kind of wanted to ask a question for all of us, which is, what was our role during the activity, kind of, sort of?
So for me specifically, my role was to ensure that our booth got there safe and sound.
Yes.
That we set
Very
it up
important.
really, really important, since we did have a little bit of inclement weather, but everyone was able to pull through. And for my role specifically, we just got our booth together, made sure that we got all our care packages together, and to ensure that our food is nice and safe to eat when people are
the most important.
Oh, really important.
And I kind of want to ask, I know that you're talking about your preparation and your involvement during the activity.
Yes.
Can we kind of scope out a little bit when you heard of this activity and when this activity was launched? What did you do, or what did your team or your local do in terms of preparing for an activity of this size and scale?
So one of the things that we had to think about was, what are some things that people need? And the things that people need, something that I personally carry in my car and in my house is a first aid kit.
Yes.
You never know when you'll need a first aid kit. We never go out into the world and think, hey, I'm going to get injured today, or I'll have a cut. But it's always good to have a first aid kit with you, just so that you, whatever happens, whatever comes what may, you'll be able to treat it and get well again. Yeah.
And then, did you happen to have a personal highlight for you during the activity?
One of the personal highlights for me was, at least for my locale, we did have some pretty older people that came our way, even though we had some inclement weather. It might be raining, might not be raining, but even though they had a little bit of challenges of driving really, really far, they were able to make it. They side-streeted through, and I was really happy to see them come over.
That's very good. Yeah. And we're glad that you were able to help all of our brethren who were able to attend. And I know you mentioned already that there were some challenges, there were some what do you call it? Weather issues.
Yeah, there's a little bit of weather issues. It looked like it was about to rain, but
thankfully it did not rain.
thankfully it did not rain.
It did not rain. And I kind of wanted to speak more on that. Were there any specific challenges that you faced, or anyone faced, in the duration of the entire activity?
So for our booth, we were giving out vegetables and dip and salads.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, knowing our population and our audience, salad is not exactly the first thing that you think of when you want to eat. So one of the challenges for me that I had was making sure people actually get salad.
Right. It's very, very healthy.
It's really healthy, but of course, it's not something that the first thing that I would think to eat when when I go to any activity or going outside.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then if I can, I know we have a few pictures that we are so willing and ready to show our brethren just how successful and how big this activity was.
Mhm.
Can I ask you, like, what did you think of, what type of impact did we have on the brethren through an activity such as this?
So through such activities such as this, in the state of the world that we are in, there's a lot of worrisome things that happen to people's lives. Economic stuff, just health issues and mental health issues and stuff like that. But through this activity, I'm really, really thankful that we had an activity such as this, so that we can show the community, our fellow brethren, that we care for them and that they're not alone.
It's beautifully said. And then I just wanted to quickly mention to our live chat today, feel free to comment, because we know that this was held across multiple districts and around the world. So feel free to kind of highlight what your experience was during the CFO Cares activity.
Yes, and also we are still continuing our local hashtag challenge. So if you haven't already, please make sure to say hi and welcome, and also to please shout out your local congregation as well. Okay, moving on. I know we do have a few things that we want to show the audience. So maybe, Brother Will, maybe we should kind of go through each and every single one of them, and then maybe we can ask you some questions along the way. Okay, Brother Will, since you are our featured guest for today, which one do you want to start? Small, medium, very big?
Let's start with the really, really small one.
Okay. All right. Can you explain to us what is this that we gave to our brethren last Sunday?
So this is just a really, really small first aid kit. It just has a really, really, a few things in it that you probably need wherever you go. This one is really, really compact, so you can bring this with you. If you're going to like a little bit of an outing, maybe you're going hiking, or maybe you're, going out and, maybe you're on the mall and maybe a trip or something. This is something that would be pretty good for you to have with you in case anything happens.
Yeah, I wonder what's inside.
Yeah, let's go check out what's inside of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see that there is some sort of a booklet.
Oh yes. So in this booklet, it's called the First Aid Booklet, General Guidance for Inclusion in First Aid Kit. All right. So let's just take a quick look through this. Yes. All right. So it just shows some common injuries that people might have, and rest, immobilization, cold, elevation, or rice, as people would know, right?
Yes.
Just in case anything happens. It has what's inside of this kit. Safety pins are really nice. A whistle in case you're out in the woods and you cannot move for whatever reason. You can use a whistle to let people know that you are around. All right. Alcohol prep pads for sterilization, a tourniquet, and minor wound care. Right. So yeah, pretty good.
Cool. And I'm really excited to see.
Oh, you're really excited to see this. All right, let's go.
This is our medical booklet. It's a small booklet that it basically mentions all the different types of scenarios that
of course,
common occurrences, as Brother Will mentioned.
Yeah. All right.
So let's go take a look.
Let's take a look. So we have a bandage here. All right, really nice. All right. We also have surgical examination gloves. All right.
Ooh.
So if you are treating someone that's not yourself, make sure you use gloves. Not sure what this is. That's a tape. We have gauze here, or a bandage.
Very important.
Yeah. We have
Q-tips.
Q-tips, right? So if you're applying anything on anybody, using Q-tips is probably better than using your bare hands, for sure, right? you don't want to accidentally contaminate your patient or your
Yes,
friend.
That's not very
Right.
good.
Tweezers right here. I don't know if you ever gotten splinters or anything like that,
Ooh,
but
I've gotten a few
a few of
in
those
my lifetime.
Yeah, it's best just to take them out instead of leave them in and suffer for a little bit more, right? Let's see, more bandages, right? And then a bigger gauze.
Kind of
Right.
amazed how much
Wow,
is
there's
fitting in
a
there.
lot.
There's a lot in here, yeah, and more alcohol pads,
Uh-huh.
scissors if you need them, right?
Ooh, okay.
Um,
Important.
not sharp. They're mainly for bandages and gauze like that, right? And then here's our handy dandy whistle, right? Really easy.
Yes. I kind of want to keep that for myself.
You want to keep that for yourself, yeah?
Oh,
And then
I'll
more
just keep
tape.
the whole first aid kit.
Yeah, first aid kit. So you can go into any grocery store or pharmacy
And
they'll help you.
what is that one for?
So this is safety pins in case for like maybe rip your pants or something like that. You can help put it together, right? Because usually when you get injured or fall or anything like that, more than likely you'll probably tear your clothes or anything like that. So
Yes.
keeping yourself safe from the weather is always a good thing.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we're very glad that we were able to
Mhm.
distribute
Oh yes.
not just this one, but also to many of our brethren here in this district. Okay. Let's move on to our next one, Brother Addison.
Yeah. Which one would you like to go with?
I think we'll just go in order of size. So we'll go.
Okay. So we have so this also says first aid.
Yes, it's also
but
another
it's
first aid.
bigger.
It's bigger.
And then I will let the professional handle this.
All right, so we do have another one of these. This is something that I would personally put into my car. I also have one of these first aid kits in my car. I also have a car kit as well because you never know.
Yeah.
That something might happen.
First aid for ourselves and also for our car.
First aid for ourselves and first aid for our cars. Jumper cables and things like that. So just a personal recommendation of mine. Also have a car kit. All right, so let's take a look at what's inside this first aid kit. Okay, so these things are slightly bigger in what we usually would have. All right, so you have the run-of-the-mill bandages and band-aids, cotton swabs, alcohol prep pads, and now since this one is a little bit bigger, we do have eye pads in here in case you get. Unfortunately, if you ever get hit, or fortunately you do not get hit.
I am scared of.
Yeah, a little iPad, just to keep yourself safe. This one comes with a blanket. All right, so if you ever out in inclement weather, it's cold, it's raining, it's snowing, for whatever reason in SoCal, you have an emergency blanket just in case. Okay. All right, some other things that we've seen before, and then in our first aid kit, we also have another first aid kit.
Ooh,
So
it's like a little baby.
it's like a little baby first aid kit. Yeah. So it's one of these things where, sometimes it's good to have a smaller bag with you just in case that you need it because you have your big bag, but maybe you do not need all of it. Maybe you just need a
small first aid kit.
a little small first aid kit. So maybe you can just bring some of the things that you see here so that you don't have to bring the whole thing with you. All right. This one does have a bigger scissors for bigger bandages and bigger things like that. So, and ice packs. If ever you need ice packs. Yeah. And we also have, let's see.
Okay.
We also have a light stick right here.
Ooh, very important. And I kind of want to show the audience if we can kind of hold it up just to see how full this is. If you thought this small one was full, then this one is of the same density, right? It's also as full as well. And now I know that there are a lot of other medical supplies in there, but I think we can move on to our last one because we want to share out what we all get. We have given a lot of medical supplies, but also it's important as well to give care packages such as this.
Yes.
And this is kind of heavy. This is
It is
full of
pretty
stuff
heavy.
as well. This isn't a prop. It's very full.
It's really full.
All right, so we can kind of just set it here, and then maybe
let's
we can move this around.
Yes.
Let's showcase what we were able to give the brethren during our CFO Cares activity last Sunday. If you can pull out.
All right. So in this care package we have here, let's take a look. Oh, we have a notebook.
We have a few pieces of paper as well, very important for our children who are going to school.
Yes, learn to draw. Yes, really nice.
And then let's see.
A bag within a bag. I see here we have crayons, pencils, glue, I believe a coloring and activity book, as well as what I want to say
Clay.
is, yeah, moldable clay. Nice.
Yeah, and then we have construction paper. We have pens. We have pencils. And what else do we have in here? We have some index cards and crayons. Really nice. So basically, everything that a child would need for school. Yes, because as we all know, these things are getting a little bit more expensive
Nowadays, every
Yes.
passing day.
Yeah.
How do you think brethren were able to? I know we were able to showcase like the first aid kits and our school supplies. How do you think the brethren were able to benefit from care packages and activities such as this?
You know, having a gift such as these is, it's always wonderful to receive from anybody. So having these care packages from our, CFO organization, from our church administration, really is a special gift to each and every brethren that receives them.
All right, for sure. And we definitely agree. I mean, look at how much stuff there are. And I know that we have more questions to come, and we have a slideshow of pictures as well. But before we get into that, I think we should take a look at our YouTube comments as well.
Yes.
We want to give a special shout out to all of our brethren who are tuning in and those who are already showing their comments about their experiences about the CFO Cares activity. Let's see who else has continued to respond in our chat as well. We see here Sister Regine, Sister Jenica, and then Brother Mark Buntipo is here. Let's see here. Sister Regine says, shout out to our CMDPS here in Orange County, California. You are all amazing.
Oh, thank you.
For sure. And then maybe Brother Addison, you could read one or two more. We have Brother Patrick
Yes.
here.
Brother Patrick Alcantara from the local of Fontana saying greetings, Pope, from the local of #Fontana, District of Orange County, California, as well as thank you for always tuning in, Sister Lady Lynn. Hello, Pope, to our beautiful Sister Anna, #Fontana and #Riverside.
Aww. Let's see, who else here? Sister Anna says, my first aid essentials are Band-Aids, alcohol pads, and Advil. Very, very good to know. And I think we are ready now to showcase our slideshow presentation. All right, we are getting a thumbs up from our text. Okay, so here is our CFO Cares activity, and you just see the amount of brethren who were able to attend our activity in for our district. If we can move on to our next slide, Kuya Adi, if you can.
Yep, you can even see our booth, as Brother Will mentioned. Here we have the job placement booth. And then it's, of course, some brethren coming in for some assistance or for some advice regarding maybe job opportunities or kind of networking skills.
Yes, really nice.
And then for our next slide, we have brethren taking pictures with our care packages, and I believe that is school supplies.
Correct,
it says
correct.
on the banner right there. Next slide, please. And then I'm just trying to spot where Brother Will is, but my poor eyesight. And this is a clothing drive, right? So we're just showcasing the plethora of booths that we had in our activity.
Yes.
Up next, we'll have, more of a clothing drive.
And as you can see, there's a lot of care packages that were given.
And then up next, we'll have more school supplies. And then I believe this is from Moreno Valley, yes. I can see Brother Mark, who we just mentioned, Brother Mark and Sister Emily Buentipo representing. And then we'll go ahead and move on to our next slide, which is our actual special performance performed by brethren from the local of Riverside. It was a very energetic and fun-filled performance with singing as well as dancing.
Yes, and shout out to the local congregation of Riverside if you are tuning in today. Next up is school supplies. And we are also, during the entirety of our activity, not only did we give first aid kits and care packages, we also were able to provide food and refreshments to our brethren as well, which I believe is what we are showing in our slides. Right, next. Next, please. So we're continuing to show just how impactful our clothing drive, our activity is, and you just see the impact of our
Yes.
brethren.
I feel like it's always nice during an activity to see not only the brethren smile, but as well as us as helpers or officers trying to
Exactly.
extend our best foot forward in most of the cases.
Yes.
Right. And if you notice, that Ziploc bag was the one that we showcased here
Yes,
today.
yes.
So, right. Next slide. And this is our medical mission. And I believe, Brother Will, are you there?
not at this one.
Not in this one, but can you kind of briefly summarize what were we able to do with this booth?
So with this booth, if I remember correctly, they were checking mainly two things. They were mainly checking their blood pressure and their blood glucose. Yes. If you have good blood pressure, if you're not hypotension or hypertension, then you're pretty good. You shouldn't have too much trouble with your blood. With blood sugar, especially if you are diabetic, type 1 or type 2, knowing your blood sugar is really important for your good health.
All right. Well, thank you, Brother Will, for all of your insight and your guidance throughout the entire activity. Brother Addison, do you have any other questions that you want to ask Brother Will? For me, what did you learn throughout all of this? I know that we were able to give out a lot of first aid kits and a lot of school supplies and care packages, but was there something that you learned throughout the entire process of helping with this activity?
Well, helping with this activity is something that I learn every single time that I participate in activities such as this, is that when you show a little bit of care to the people of this world, to people, to brethren, your brothers or your sisters, you show a little bit of care to yourself as well.
That's right.
A little bit of kindness. So give in a little bit of kindness to the people around you, and you get a little bit of kindness back.
That's right. That's very good. And it just goes to show that if you take care of people, they will also take care of you back. Right?
Very true.
Very true. All right. I think this is sort of it for our broadcast, for our CFO Cares recap. We were able to showcase a lot of things, right? We were able to showcase our CFO Cares care package, our first aid kit, and as through our slideshow, we were able to showcase the impact of our brethren. Now, before we go, is there any special shout out that you'd like to give?
Of course, yes. So shout out to the local congregation Garden Grove. Shout out to Anaheim.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to all the lovely people in the chat, and also a special shout out to Brother Lay and Sister G on their wedding yesterday. Really nice.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. And of course, a special shout out to my wife, Sister Alice.
Aww. Who is here with us today. And how about you, Brother Addison? Do you have any special shout outs?
Shout out, of course, also to the local of Anaheim, as well as our very own brother, Jeb Barrientos, celebrating his birthday today in May 4th. And then do you have more shout outs for that?
Yes, before we wrap up our show, we have a few special thanks that we would like to give. We want to, but before that, we actually have a few activities, right?
Yes.
So we have our May 4 choir special gathering and our May 10 Care for Humanity. So just to show that we are continuing with our activities here in this district. So last but certainly not least, we do have a few special thanks that we would like to give. We would like to give a special thanks to our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, Brother Angelo Arano V. Manalo, our CFO coordinator and CEBSI CEO, who we would also like to greet a happy birthday po to our brother Angelo Arano Manalo. We would also like to give thanks to our brother Wally Taray, our station manager, Brother Hansel F. De Jos, our district minister, Brother Andres Nicolas Jr., our district CFO overseer here in Orange County, California, our brother Emmanuel Andaya, our executive producer, and our INCRadio techs here in the Philippines or all around the world. And last but certainly not least, we would like to thank everyone who was able to tune in and also everyone who was able to support us in our CFO Cares activity. That is all for our INCRadio Orange County, California broadcast here today. Please stay tuned in for INCRadio San Diego.